What's going on, YouTube? Yankees Jets fan 71 back with another video, and I'm watching the Knicks opening night play Boston on TNT, and they're getting killed in the fourth quarter. They're losing 126 to 93, but I thought I would show off all my Nick autographs, cards that is. Just to celebrate the beginning of a new NBA season. Hopefully this is not what the Knicks are going to be this year. I don't think they are. I still think the Knicks are going to be one of the better teams in the NBA, but tonight it's just not their night. So anyway, before I start showing off the cards, I did want to show off this index card signed by Dave the Bushier. I do want to get this framed up with a photograph of him. He's one of my favorite older Knicks, so his autograph cards are pretty expensive, and I was able to get this index card for less than $30, so I've considered that a steal, so I grabbed it when I could. Right here, first off, a lot of David Lee cards. For a while, I was PCing David Lee when he was with the Knicks. The dude was good for a double-double every night, and he was one of the shining lights of an otherwise really bad time for the Knicks. I used to go to Knicks games at the Garden, and Isaiah Chance, Fire Isaiah, Thomas Chance were just going crazy every single night for a while. This is when he was at the head of a sexual harassment suit thrown against him in the Knicks and Madison Square Gardens, and the Knicks were just also garbage at this point. Although he did draft David Lee, he drafted Nate Robinson. Dude, I mean, if he had just stayed away from trouble, and you know what, now I think about it, he was just terrible, a terrible GM, a terrible coach. He should have never taken the job with the Knicks. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with the cards. So I'm going to just go ahead and show off all my David Lees. You got a Topps Chrome. You got a Upper Deck Star Signings David Lee. You have I don't know what brand, what card this is. This is Topps. I can't tell what card this is. It is a Topps card. It's one of the Topps, obviously, when they had the NBA license. I did not pay $70. I don't think I paid $12 either for this card. It's a Scripts for Success from SP Game Used. Here is a Material Moments from Limited. Is it Limited? Yeah, Limited. From 2009, 2010 Limited. Was this Panini? No, I don't think it was Panini. Yes, it was Panini. Okay. This is probably my favorite David Lee autograph. Exquisite auto patches. Look at that chunky chunk of game used patch in that card. Number to 100. Here is the Hardcourt Signatures from Upper Deck. The Beam Team from Topps. I was working on a set of these Topps Finest autographs. I have a couple other colors. They're in the stack here, so they'll show up. This is the blue one. Signs of Stardom from Upper Deck, which I kind of actually like that card. Simple, but looks good. Here is a Topps 50th Anniversary autographed David Lee card. Excuse me. Love the signed basketball cards from the signature shots from Sweet Spot. Have a couple other ones in the Knicks collection that you'll see soon. Authentic Signatures from SP Authentics. Is this Authentics or Game Used? SP Signatures. Okay. This one is a rookie jersey from SPX. Another one from that same set from Signature Signature Swish. I actually love that. Look at the hypnotic swirl in the middle of that card. This is a really nice card. Stars of the Future, or Signs of the Future, rather. I'm sorry. Here's a red from that same Finest set that I was working on. I think I have one more in that. The Myriad autograph, which was, I guess, their answer to Allen and Ginter's for basketball when Topps had it. Dual sign of Wilson Chandler and David Lee from Topps co-signers. I think this is Topps Topps Chrome Picture Perfect with the player worn jersey. This one is the autograph rookie card from SPX. SP Signatures, rather. I'm sorry. Here's a Bowman autograph. I believe this is supposed to be a take of one of their cards from the 50s. Thought I had one more of those Topps Finest David Lee cards. Well, guess not. Anyway, final David Lee card. This one is Signature Collision from Upper Deck. And that's all my David Lee autographs. Moving on. We've got a National Treasures All Decade Willis Reed signed card, number 25. Got an SP Game Used Willis Reed autograph card, number 100. Got a Legends Panini from Panini Threads of Walt Clad Frazier. Got an Acetate from Trilogy 3, I think, from Upper Deck. So another one of my favorite autographed cards. Going on to some Bernard Kings. We got in Ultimate Collections autograph, the Ultimate Signatures. We have a National Treasures, Material Treasures Bernard King autograph, with the piece of the game used. Actually, I don't know if it's game used. Yeah, it's game worn material. Okay. And we have a Sweet Spot Bernard King autograph. It's pretty sick. We have a Quentin Richardson Hardcourt Signatures. We have a Sweet Spot Signature Shots of Quentin Richardson. Have a Fresh Ink from Skybox of Chris Duhon. Chris Duhon was not one of my favorite Knicks. Have a Channing Frye Authentic Signatures from SP Signature. And we have a Signature Shots from Sweet Spot of Channing Frye. We have a John Starks Prism autograph. And we have a retired autographs of John Starks. Love the shine on that card. We have a rookie from SPX rookie jersey of Ronaldo Balkman, the Tasmanian Devil, I believe, if I remember if that was his nickname. That was a Never Made It guy. Another autograph. This stick, I gotta change this top loader. Ronaldo Balkman. This is a Topps. I believe it's Topps Chrome, or is it Finest? I think it's Finest. And another Ronaldo Bulkman from Bowman Sterling. Got some nice shine on this card. Fortunately, he never made it. Speaking of never made it, here's one of Mike Sweetney from Upper Deck, 24 karat signatures. And another Mike Sweeney card from Fleer Ultra. And this one is from Bowman, with a piece of the player worn jersey. As you can see, I got quite a few El Benchos in my collection. And here's one that of a guy I thought was going to make it, Wilson Chandler. I thought he was going to be really good. Injuries, unfortunately, kept him down. Here's another one of Chris Duhon. This is a duel of Duhon and Bobby Jackson. It's one of Nate Robinson. Dude was a perpetual spark on the court. Here's one of Eddie Curry, in my opinion, one of the worst deals that the Knicks made, trading a high draft pick for him to Chicago. And here's one of Raymond Felton. He was all right. He wasn't great. He was okay. Tony Douglas, who didn't make it. I need to upgrade this card. Iman Shumpert didn't really last with the Knicks for more than a few seasons. But as you can see, I guess the material they used here, or the spot that they signed it in, just soaked up the ink, which is unfortunate. It's one of Mike Bibby. He had a good career before the Knicks. He didn't really last long. I think the Knicks got him when he was already on his way out career-wise. And here's one of Kiki Vandeweghe, who became the GM of the Denver Nuggets at one point. He was a really good player back in his day, too. Knicks had him for a couple of years. Here's one of Steve Novak, Mr. Discount Double Check. Would hit some really big clutch threes and then do the discount double check belt thing after each shot. Timothy Mozgov, who I thought the Knicks traded way too soon. I mean, he didn't really make it, but he was doing well with the Knicks. And he was part of the big Carmelo Anthony deal. Here's a Knick that I can't stand to this day, Kurt Thomas. Had he maybe made one of those baskets that he was blocked on or just kept missing on, maybe the Knicks beat the Bulls in that series. Then again, maybe not. Who knows? But still, he didn't help us. Here's a switch shot signatures of Jalen Rose. Another star who came and left the Knicks pretty quick. As did this guy, Antonio McDyess, who was injured, if I remember correctly, before he came to the Knicks. And he just never really was able to stay healthy in his time here. Another guy who didn't really make it. I can't even pronounce his name. Marcel Lampe, I think. And here's one of Marty Collins, who totally didn't make it. I think he was out of the league within a few years. Here's one of Dean Meminger, who was on the 73 championship team. He was a spark off the bench. I think that they called those bench players the Minutemen, if I'm not mistaken. Here's a good one. An IP autograph of Red Holtzman. Greatest Knick coach in the history of the franchise. And here's an autograph of Earl the Pearl Monroe. Had one of the better backcourts in the league when he got traded over from Washington with Walt Frazier. And I love the story that Walt tells about him, is that when he came over here, he didn't want to be the ball hog. He just wanted to fit in with the team. and win a championship, and that's exactly what he did. And his number hangs from the rafters at MSG now because of it. Another guy whose number is hanging at the rafters at MSG is Dick McGuire, one of the early Knicks coaches. He was also one of the early Knicks stars in the 50s. He was, I believe, the coach before Red Holtzman took over in the 60s. He was a ultimate players coach. Unfortunately, because of it, he didn't get much out of his players, and the Knicks were routinely bottom in the league at that time until Holtzman took over. We got an autograph of Cazzie Russell. Russell's a Hall of Famer. He was traded from the Knicks. I believe he was involved. He was traded to Detroit in the Dave the Bushier deal, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look that up for sure, but I know he was traded. Here's one of Latrell Sprewell, one of the guys who came and turned the team around when everybody thought the Knicks were going to be on their way down in the late 90s. He came in and provided a spark until he broke his leg on his boat messing around, and the Knicks got rid of him. This card is cool. It's a triple autograph card of Ernie Vandeweghe, Eddie Curry, and Spencer Haywood. Ernie Vandeweghe was one of the Knicks' top players in the 50s. He was a part of those teams with Dick McGuire that went to 3 NBA finals, but unfortunately the Knicks did not win any one of those finals, rather. And when I first started watching the Knicks, this guy was the center for the Knicks before Patrick Ewing, Bill Cartwright. Love this two-tone, this two-color patch. I don't think it's a patch. I think it's like part of the sleeve. And is this even player worn or player issued? Oh, it's game worn. Okay, that's good. But it's Bill Cartwright. Really happy to have it. Don't worry, guys. We're almost done. Thanks for sticking with me so far. It's another El Bencho. Frank Williams didn't make it. Moving on. Here's one of Jerry Lucas, who was, if the 3 points were in the rules back then, he would be a 3-point machine. This guy was always making long shots, and he was also brilliant. This guy would read and memorize the phone book, and he wrote I believe, a revolutionary book on memory retention after he retired. You have to watch the ESPN 30 for 30 on the Knicks team from those Knicks championship teams. Him and Bill Bradley had a language that only they understood while playing the game. It's actually a pretty funny story. Here's one of a guy that I liked when he was here, Tyson Chandler. I thought he was the final one of the final pieces that would bring the Knicks a championship, but just didn't happen. Darrell Walker, one of the early Knicks players I remember from when I first started watching. Here's one of Jose Calderon, he was all right. He was decent. He wasn't great, but he was decent. He was a nice little player the Knicks had. And here's one of Carmelo Anthony. I feel the way I feel about Carmelo is how I feel about Bill Cartwright. He was brought in here to win a championship, and he didn't get it done. I don't think it was his fault. I just think it was circumstances, and they just didn't have enough players around him. And here's one of Stephon Marbury, another acetate card. To me, the less said about Stephon, the better. His time with the Knicks is not fondly remembered, to be honest. I do like this one. It's a autographed baseball of Jamal Crawford, who was good. I liked Jamal when he was here with the Knicks. And here's one of another guy that was one of the worst trades we ever had, Andrea Bargnani. I think we gave up a first rounder to get this guy, and he was pure dog shit when he was here. I couldn't stand him. Oof, just thinking about him just ticks me off. And the Knicks lose 132 to 109. Nice. I I think they'll be fine. And here's one of Trevor Ariza, who I thought was going to be good also. I think we traded him, if I'm not mistaken. And the final card in my Knicks autograph collection is another guy I think we traded too soon, Danilo Gallinari. He was just starting to heat up when we traded him in that deal to get Carmelo Anthony. I think what hurt us was that we gave up way too many players in that deal. Felton, I believe, was in that deal. Timothy Mozgov, Gallinari, and Wilson Chandler, I think, was in that deal also. So we gave up a lot of pieces, and we were left with pretty much nothing when he came over. And they thought that him and Stoudemire was going to make the big two, and it just didn't happen. So anyway, guys, that's my Knicks autograph PC. I need to start adding some more cards. I haven't added any cards in a while. Maybe I'll do that during the season. But anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys. If you like the video, please click that like button. Hit the just let me know what you think in the comments below, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already for more content such as the one you've seen this evening. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.